Remind project, which is about use of mobile technology for improving the mother and children's health in our project. So I would like to share some experiences that we have in the last couple of years. So Remind stands for reducing maternal and newborn deaths. Okay. So I would like to tell you some little background about the projects. Like this project is running in its year. Uh, this project is being implemented by a couple of NGOs. Vatsalya is one organization which is working in this project. Other than Vatsalya, we have Sathi Development Foundation, and our technology partner for this project is Dimagi. And of course, the government of Uttar Pradesh is a key stakeholder in this project. At the moment, this project is implemented in 8 blocks of Kaushambi district and 1 block of Lucknow district. Total beneficiaries that we are reaching directly at the moment are 13,420 and 12,308 is the number of children that are being reached through 257 ASHA workers in 2 blocks in Kaushambi district. Total beneficiaries that we are reaching through this project is around 150,000. CRS private fund is being used for this project primarily. Other than that, part of the fund comes from USAID DIF2 funding. Why we have selected Kaushambi district is primarily because this is one of the high priority districts of government of Uttar Pradesh, and we have been working in this project for the last in this district for the last couple of years. So we have the field presence in these districts. So and also like this district is not doing well on popular health indicators. These are some of the reasons why we have selected this district to implement Remind project. So now, what is Remind is all about? So Remind is a project that actually use the mobile health technology as a tool to as a job aid for the ASHA workers. It helps the ASHA workers to basically track and support the pregnant women right from the pregnancy, the conception till the baby is 2 years of age. This is a period when ASHA workers is actually tracking and supporting the pregnant women using the application. Other than that, it also supports as a decision support. It helps identify the ASHA workers to the danger signs during the pregnancy and during the infancy, and take her helps her to take a decision to refer the case to the health institution. One application that we are using in Remind is also about providing supportive supervision. So this application is being used by the ASHA supervisors to manage the performance of ASHA. I will be explaining more how all it happens in the project in the coming slides. So this slide is looking a little bit more confusing and very complex, but I will try to explain like how it works. It will give you a snapshot of entire conceptual framework of the project. So you can see that there are 3 distinct phases mentioned in this slide. The one phase is about the pregnancy. So what happens using the mobile application, ASHA registers pregnant women, and if she fails to register, a SMS reminder is generated which goes to the ASHA workers by the system. And after a woman is registered by the by ASHA workers, ASHA conducts the pregnancy home visit. So she goes from home to home, use the mobile technology in providing services like the counseling services. And during this process, if she identifies certain danger signs in the pregnant lady, a trigger is generated, and she referred the case to the nearest health institution for services. Sorry? Yes. So the trigger is generated through the mobile phone. During this phase, the mobile application is used as a job aid for the assessment of the pregnant lady. This tool helps her to conduct counseling sessions, and it also helps to conduct critical data related to pregnancy. So you can see that all the data that we collect during this process, during this phase, is about early registration of the pregnancy with ANM, data about the uptake of TT, IFA consumption, birth preparedness, increased nutrition. So these are all the data which is being collected during this phase. After this phase is over, we enter the delivery outcome, and then the second phase of the application starts, which is about the postpartum period. Again, if the ASHA is missing the visits on the critical dates, a mobile SMS is generated which goes to the ASHA worker as well as it goes to the supervisor of the ASHA workers. So supervisor know like these are the visits which are being missed, and now he or she can actually follow up with the ASHA workers to make sure that she is going from home to home to conduct all these critical visits, where she conducts counseling, do the assessment, and if she finds that there are danger signs, so the application tells that this is a case which needs to be referred to the health institution. So this is how it helps her to assess and refer the cases to the health institution. After 45 days, this phase is actually over, and she fills up and she closes the case for the mother. And now the new phase starts, which follows the case from that level till the baby is 2 years of age. Again, during this phase, you can see here in the slide that these are the data points which are being collected at this stage. So this is how the entire mobile application helped her to collect data, to assess the case, refer the case, and to do counseling. And during the process of counseling, we used audio and visual prompts to make sure that all the critical information is provided in a standardized manner, and the discussion is generated. So it also helps to improve the quality of the counseling sessions which are being conducted by the ASHA workers at the homes. So these are the various modules that are there in the application. So in total we have 5 main modules that you can read it here. Like the first module is about the registration of the pregnant mother, second is about the management of pregnant mother, third is management of the postpartum mothers, fourth is management of the newborn and young child, and fifth is about the referral follow-up. I will be talking more about these modules in the coming slide. So these are the data points where the data is collected during in the pregnancy module. So we have pregnancy checklist. When these data is collected, then the pregnancy counseling, where the audio and video files are basically used to counsel the women on different key aspects like nutrition, rest, identification of the danger signs. Third checklist is about the pregnancy outcome. When the delivery has happened, like what has happened. So the case is basically closed, and we have the modification file, like if the case is missed, if the name has to be changed. So all the details which have been mentioned, and we find that there are some changes need to be made. So this form is basically used to make modification in the details of the pregnant mother. So this is the module about the postpartum. So again, the information is collected on these points which you can quickly see on the slides, like the completion of the postpartum home visits. So we actually know how many of women are having completed the home visit by the ASHA workers. So based on that, feedback can be provided. Like we have the counseling application where the audio and video messages are available during the postpartum, which is actually played, and the discussion happens around that. We have the tool for assessing the high risk cases, both mother and the newborn. And then the rest of the things happen like in the previous module. Similarly, this is the module for the young child. So you have all the details of all the cases. All the child cases, you perform the counseling using the application, and you have all the details related to the immunization of the baby. So you basically understand how many kids ASHA workers is having, how many of them are actually fully immunized at a given stage of their life, and how many of the cases are due for the vaccination. So this basically helps the ASHA workers to plan for the counseling session. Like she knows that I have 5 number of kids that needs to be given BCG shots of, or needs to be given X or Y or Z vaccination. So she knows that these are the kids, and these are the houses of the cases. So she moves in the field and go through the houses and perform the counseling, talks to the mothers and mobilize them for the nearest VHND. So this is how the information is basically used by the ASHA workers to plan her activities. The second part of the application is about the providing supportive supervision. So as I was telling you, the data is collected and it's available in the real time. So the supervisor actually knows how many ASHA workers are actually active in terms of going from home to home. So based on that, if if the supervisor finds that, the X number of ASHA workers are actually not going into the field, what he does, he makes calls. The SMS are sent, and this is how he try to do follow-up to make sure that all the visits are being done by the ASHA workers. At the end of the month, a report, customized report is generated that mentions that, out of how many number of ASHA workers, how many of them are actually active. And this is basically used by supervisors to make sure that they are provided adequate feedback to make sure that, the visits are actually happening. Second part of the application is about ensuring the quality of the work that ASHA is actually doing. So supervisor supervises the supervisee and collect information on the quality parameters of the counseling and the sessions that are being done. And based on that, custom tailor-made feedback is provided to make sure that the critical gaps are filled in terms of providing services to the clients. Third is about the use of all the data that is being collected during this process is actually analyzed and used for providing a structured, systematic feedback to the frontline workers to make sure that the kind of services they are supposed to provide are being provided or not. So this is how this supervisory application is actually helping us to enhance the quality of the supervision and helps in terms of planning for the visits and planning for the events at the community level. And this is the architecture of the supervisory application when the supervisors register the ASHA workers. All of these modules actually open, which are about ASHA follow-up form, so he knows like how many ASHA he needs to follow up, and like home visit observation form, which is critical from the point of view of ensuring the quality of the services which are being provided. And in the entire process of this project, it's very important that the ASHA workers are having adequate skills and knowledge to operate a mobile phone effectively to provide services. So a mobile experience survey is done on a periodic basis by the supervisors to make sure what are the critical gaps where the skill enhancement in terms of using the mobile phone needs to be strengthened. In this process also there are technology related issues that are being experienced at different levels. So these technology related issues are actually captured using the application, and a application of the mobile is basically used to make sure that these are followed up and adequate support is provided at different levels. And then we have meeting forms. So this all data is collected on a real-time basis, and it is saved in a cloud-based server, where it is analyzed and used for providing feedback and necessary support. So what is the impact of all the activities that have been done in the past 2 years? So this slide gives you a hint as to what has happened in terms of quality improvement. So you can see that from the levels of September 12 from September 12 to September 14, what changes have happened. So there are a couple of areas like one such area is about clients who have asked any question. So this basically shows that the quality of engagement between the ASHA worker and the clients and the family is actually improving. The clients are asking more questions. The families, are very critical when the counseling session is happening. Are they being involved in the process or not? So you can see that, during September 12, the 11% families were asking some sort of questions of the process, which has actually increased up to the level of 35%. So these are some of the critical areas where we have seen that the quality of the engagement is basically improving over time. So this table tells you the coverage of the services. So you can see that 15 percentage point increase has been seen where the women have. So this basically tells you like how the coverage in various forms is actually increasing. If you look at the last point of it, it says that the percent of women receiving counseling from their ASHA, which has actually increased from the level of 44% to 72%. So this slide is from the general survey that has been done in the block. It's not from the CompCare data that has been collected. So it's a general increase in the trend that has been observed. I would like to draw your attention towards this slide. This slide tells you the coverage, the low performance ASHA, the proportion of the ASHAs which are performing low has actually decreased from the level of 55% to the level of 15%. So there is a very good increase that has been observed in the low coverage of ASHAs. This is again the data of the entire block. It's not about the data of the actual users. This shows you the knowledge increase, which is very much evident from two different levels of data collection that was done in baseline and in the middle line. So I will quickly skip this slide. And this is again show you the increase in the positive health behavior. You see that those clients which are less educated, the level of improvement is better among them. So it means that somehow this is helping to address social determinants of health also. I will quickly like to cover some of the positive points that we have observed qualitatively in the program. So we learned that the credibility of the ASHA workers has actually increased because they are using a mobile technology. They are using audiovisual prompt, and it has also helped them to increase, basically have their confidence level in terms of engaging with the community. The literacy has been a major challenge in terms of engaging with the clients. So functionally illiterate ASHA workers are also become effective in terms of providing quality counseling sessions, collecting information, using it. This is all because of the mobile application. So I have already talked about it. I would like to quickly finish a couple of challenges that we have experienced during this process. It's very important that the tailored hand-holding support is provided to ASHA. You cannot have, same, way of treating all the ASHA. So basically, technology helps you to identify the key areas and the key, ASHAs. That this is a particular ASHA who needs a specific support. So you target that support to that particular ASHA. Functional illiteracy is major issues. Sometimes there's a change in leadership in the government level, so that's a problem. Technology-related issues are sometimes are major barriers, and sometimes engaging the government counterparts in terms of helping the ASHA workers to resolve the technology issues. And sometimes you have to support the systems to make sure that the technology is used. What will happen? If ASHA is not making the home visit, so you have to make sure that ASHA is making home visits so that the technology could be used. So these kind of challenges are there. And then you have to have simplicity. You have to think in terms of making the interface more easy. The navigation should be very simple. You have to have a lot of training. You need to constantly providing support to them. So these sort of challenges we face in the field. Some lessons I would like to quickly share. There has to be a system and provision of sufficient supportive supervision for the ASHA if you want to make the system to work. Engagement of government functionaries is really very important and is main cornerstone of the project. You have to give sufficient time for the application development. You have to test it. You have to make sure that it serves the purpose, and you have to align your system with the government system. And the most important thing I would like to share is having a tool is not good. However, the purpose of using tool needs to be given more importance than the tool itself. So this is something which is very important that I would like to share. This is my last slide I would like to share. I would like to say that keep it simple, test it, and then scale up. Don't think about the scaling unless you have very sure about the testing. Invest in building the local capacity, which is very, 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 very crucial. It takes a team effort. You need to have monitoring people. You need to have technical experts. You need to have technology partner to make it success. And learning is very important in the entire process. You have to keep learning and you have to keep sharing. So learning and sharing is very important. Thank you very much.